Okay. Sheet metal, drawing, ruler, scratch all, Sharpie, square. I'm ready to do my layout for my box project. So I'm going to start by looking at the drawing. Overall width, 7.5 by 10.5. If you can't see it that well from the camera, I'll outline the overall size. This is the geometry for the box. This is what I have to draw on the metal. Okay, so 7.5 by 10.5. I've already got that right here on the metal. Now the first thing I look at here is there are dashed lines where I need to bend this through here, through here, 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 two more, one here, and one there. I've got to put all this geometry and those lines in there. So first dimension, right here, hems. And we're going to talk about what hems are as we start bending this. But there are 1/4 inch hem lines, 4 of them, times 4, around this. So between these two arrows, 1/4 inch. So I've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4 lines 1/4 inch from the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that right now. So I'm just going to go and mark 1/4 inch all the way around this thing, and using the eighths will be easier. The bigger lines on the ruler, rather than going up to the 16ths where you'll have to count out 4 lines or look for the bigger line. Whoops. It will be easier to use the eighth marks because I can just go right to any whole number at the edge of the metal, and it's 2 lines over, because 2/8 reduces to 1/4. So I'm just going to do two marks there, turn it this way, do 2 marks here, 1 on each end. Turn it again, do another 2 marks, 1 there, and 1 there, turn it again, do 2 more 1/4 inch marks from the edge on this side, there, in there, and then I'm done. I'm just going to have to connect all these lines. Just realized I made a wrong mark up here. I marked it 3/4 instead of 1/4. Okay, now. Turn it. Line up the other 2 marks. Turn it. Line up the other 2. There, and just like that, I have all my 1/4 inch hems marked out. What's next? 1/4 inch hems, done. What's the next dimension? All the way from the outside edge of the metal, from here into the bend line, past the hem, and all the way out to the edge of the metal. So from the edge of the metal, we measure in 2 1/4, 2.25. 0.25 is 1/4. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and this one says times 2, but that means it's for this wall, and the same for this wall over here. So both of these walls are 2 1/4. From the edge of the metal in. And if you look at this measurement down here, these are also 2 1/4 times 2, which means that measurement and that measurement up here. So all 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are all 2.25 or 2 1/4. So I'm just going to do the same thing all the way around, except measuring it 1/4. I'm going to measure to 2 1/4. Two and a quarter. Turn it, measure again. Ruler on the edge of the metal. 2 1/4. Turn it, measure it again. side. Now these are all bend lines coming down through the inside. The hems are bend lines too, but I know that they're only 1/4 inch. I'll remember that they're hem lines and bend lines. But these I'm going to run straight down. With bend lines like this. And there you go. That's all your walls for your bends for the box. Now, one thing I'm going to say is, at any intersecting bend lines, I would make sure that you're crossing with a pretty good sized line, so that it will be easier to see on the junior punch. So when you get to those spots, instead of dashing all the way around, all the way down, make a solid line at your intersections. So that you can line the junior punch up easier. That includes now, as I look at this and I know that these are where I'm going to be bending, I'm actually going to try to get a little better accuracy out of this by lining up my scratch saw and scratching right through the center of that marker line to see if I can try to get a little better accuracy out of this when I'm bending. We'll try to get you to see. Can you see with the scratch all inside the marker? This might help me get a little more accurate with it. Okay, so what next? I've got these two lines coming down, these two lines going across. I have the outside edge because that's the size of the sheet metal. Now I have to make these edges in geometry, which are called the tabs. These are called tabs. This is how we're going to rivet this thing together. So I can see the dimension right here, 1/2 inch times 4. So from the bend line up to the top of the tab, it's 1/2 inch. So I just have to measure now from the bend line that I marked, 1/2 inch up toward the end of the sheet metal. So from the bend line, 1/2 inch up, which is right there. And I'm going to do the same thing and mark it with the marker. So I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. It's 1/2 inch up this way now. And then I have to go to the bottom and do the same thing. So 1/2 inch from this line, from this bend line, that way. So there, and then from this bend line, 1/2 inch this way. I have my marks marked for my measurements. Now if you look, and I'll put it to the orientation of the drawing, right? This is the way it is right now. With these two lines, we just measured from this line to the tab here, and this line to the tab this way. So if you notice, if we mark these marks, so we marked here and here on the sheet metal, and here and here, and we're going to make lines right through here. Except, as you can see, we don't need to make a full line all the way through. We only need to make lines here and there. And on the other side, we only need to make lines here and here. So I'm going to line up my two marks. And then I'm only going to make a line here and here. Then I'm going to go to the other side and only make lines in the same spot. Here and there. So I need to make this angle right here. Just this one right here. And that is from here on the metal out this way. And I can either slide it up to the corner this way, so I'm going to do one right on the other side the opposite way. From the bend relief out. And this one goes right at the corner here where these two bend lines meet, this one and this one, and say this is how the line's coming through your sheet metal. This, so the bend line comes all the way out, but where it intersects, this is kind of what you're going to have on your sheet metal, like this. So now you have this angle right here, and now you've got to get this angle here, and it goes right through the hem. It goes right through the intersection of the hem all the way out to the end of the metal. So it starts here. You have to start at the intersection of the hem and the bend and create your 45 through there. Like this. Slide it up to that intersection of the hem and the bend line. And it will be right there, going through all the way out to the end of the metal. Straight through. Two more. Okay, 4 tabs. Using the trusty square. holes. From the edge of the metal down is 3/4. And from the edge of the metal here in to the center of the circle is 1/4. So 3/4 down, 1/4 in. 3/4 down, 1/4 in. But this 3/4 down is from the top of the sheet metal, but the 1/4 in is from the bend line. So from the bend line in that way, 1/4, and I'll do it right on both sides of the metal because that's how we make parallel lines. 1/4 down on the other side. I'm going to go right to the other side. 1/4 in from this bend line. And then one more up here. Quarter in. So 1/4 in from the inner bend lines, and then 3/4 down. So I can measure right on this line since it's already a parallel line. So if I measure 3/4 down that line, I can mark the line at 3/4. And then I'll mark this line at 3/4. And then I'll do the same thing down here. And over here. Now that I know approximately where the lines are going to go, I could just line up my lines and make a mark right there. And right there. Right here and right there. Then I turn the other way and line up my other marks here and here, and then I can just make crosses or plus marks where my holes go. That is it. Layout complete.